If you're a high earner, you've probably run into this frustration before. You make too much to contribute directly to a Roth IRA. Your regular 401k contribution are max out, and yet you still feel like there's more you could be doing to build tax-free wealth for retirement. I've got some good news for you. There's a strategy built directly into 401k rules that may allow you to move tens of thousands of additional dollars per year into tax-free Roth accounts, legally and without any income restrictions. Hey, I'm Jason Solomon. I'm the president of Tactical Investment Advisors. In this video, we're going to break down the Mega Backdoor Roth strategy, who it's most relevant for, and what the 2026 contribution numbers look like, and what to watch out for before you consider using it. If you find this helpful, feel free to subscribe, like, comment. It's going to help more people find these educational videos. Let's walk through it. Part 1. Why high earners hit a wall with Roth accounts. To understand why this strategy exists, you first need to understand the problem that it solves. Roth accounts are incredibly valuable in retirement planning. You contribute after-tax dollars, the money grows, and qualified withdrawals in retirement come out completely income tax-free. The tax-free growth and distributions can make your retirement substantially better. The challenge is that Roth IRAs are not available to everyone. For 2026, the ability to contribute directly to a Roth IRA begins phasing out at $153,000 for single filers and $242,000 for married filing jointly, with contributions eliminated entirely at $168,000 and $252,000 respectively. Even if you're eligible, the annual Roth contribution limit is only at $7,500 or $8,600 if you're over 50. Roth 401k contributions don't carry those income restrictions, but employee deferral limits are roughly $35,000 depending on how old you are. So this still leaves a significant gap for high earners who want to build tax-free wealth. That's exactly where the Mega Backdoor Roth comes in. Part 2. How the Mega Backdoor Roth actually works. To execute a Mega Backdoor Roth strategy, you'll have to rely on a feature that exists within some 401k plans, which is the ability to make after-tax contributions that are separate from your regular pre-tax or Roth deferrals. The IRS sets an overall limit on how much can go into 401ks each year from all sources. Your deferrals, employer contributions, and after-tax contributions combined. For 2026, that limit is $72,000 if you're under 50 years old. It's $80,000 if you're 50 or older, and potentially up to $83,250 for those who are aged 60 to 63. If you max your employer deferral at $24,500 and your employer contributes, say, $14,000 in matching contributions, you've used $38,500 of that overall limit. But in this example, that means $33,500 can potentially be filled with after-tax contributions. Here's the logistics. Once after-tax dollars are inside your plan, you'll need to convert them to a Roth, either through an in-plan conversion, if your plan allows it, or through an in-service withdrawal to a Roth IRA. Because these are after-tax dollars, the principal converts without triggering additional tax. You want to make that conversion as soon as possible, though, to avoid any accumulated earnings. What's the result? $30,000 to almost $50,000 per year deposited into your tax-free retirement account, even if you're making $500,000 a year. Part 3. The numbers and what they could mean over time. Let me put some context around what this can mean over a long time horizon. And keep in mind that all projections are hypothetical and actual results obviously are going to vary. But if you earned 7% per year and you contributed $40,000 per year into tax-free accounts over 20 years, your account could grow to more than $1.5 million. That's $1.5 million of tax-free money to use however you want during your retirement. If you don't want to withdraw from the account during your lifetime, you don't have to. Under current law, Roth IRAs are not subject to required minimum distributions. That flexibility is going to help a ton with managing your taxable income in retirement, including your provisional income, which is going to affect how much of your Social Security benefit is taxable. It also could be the reason that you avoid IRMA. How much benefit you realize depends heavily on your specific situation, your time horizon, and how your retirement income is structured. Part 4. Does your plan support this, and what to watch out for? This strategy is only available if your 401k plan supports the necessary features, and not all plans do. Before assuming this is an option, you need to confirm two things with your plan documents or your HR department. First, does your plan allow after tax contributions that are separate from Roth deferrals? And second, does it allow either in plan Roth conversions or an in service withdrawal to a Roth IRA? Roughly half of large employer plans include these features. Here's the great news if you're a small business owner or a contractor. Solo 401ks that are set up for people like you often offer more flexibility. No matter who you are, if your plan doesn't support both features, then the strategy isn't going to be available to you. There's a few technical considerations that you want to discuss with a qualified tax advisor before you proceed with this. If you're rolling after-tax contributions out to a Roth IRA rather than converting in plan, and you have existing pre-tax IRA balances, something called the pro rata rule may apply. This can cause a portion of the conversion to be treated as taxable, which would reduce the efficiency of the strategy. Timing also matters, so converting promptly, monthly, or quarterly helps keep any taxable earnings on the after-tax contributions to a minimum before the conversion. The longer these dollars sit unconverted, the more earnings accumulate that could be subject to tax upon conversion. Finally, this strategy is designed for people who have already addressed their other financial priorities: emergency reserves, debt management, core retirement contributions. After-tax contributions provide no upfront tax deductions, and so the benefit is going to be later. It's going to be on the back end. Part 5. Who is this most relevant for? This strategy tends to be most relevant for a specific profile of person. If you're a high earner, generally household income above $250,000, who's already maxing your regular 401k contributions, you're above the Roth IRA income thresholds, and you're in a plan that supports the necessary features, then this is worth a serious conversation with your team. It may also be worth exploring if you're self-employed with a solo 401k, which often provides the most flexibility for implementing a strategy. It's generally less applicable if your plan doesn't support. If you don't have an emergency fund and you don't have your core financial priorities in order, or if your plan carries high administrative fees that would erode the long-term benefit, then this probably isn't for you. One thing most people don't realize is that this strategy has remained legal under current tax law. Earlier legislative attempts to eliminate it were not enacted. Of course, tax rules are always subject to change, so it's worth reviewing this strategy every year with your tax professional to make sure that it remains an appropriate solution. Using a qualified investment advisor representative to help navigate this financial maze can make a huge difference. Here's the bottom line. For high earners who have exhausted their regular retirement contribution options, the Mega Backdoor Roth may represent an opportunity to build additional tax-free wealth under current law. The numbers involved can be game-changing, but this strategy isn't for everyone, and it requires the right plan features, the right tax situation, and obviously careful implementation. Done well, and at the right time, it can be a valuable part of a broader retirement income strategy. Done carelessly or without understanding the technical details, it can create unintended tax consequences. Good retirement outcomes come from planning, not guessing. For strategies this specific, planning conversation should happen long before you act, not after. If you're approaching retirement and you want to make sure your plan is working for you, not against you, let's talk. Click the link in the description below to book a free consultation, and I'll walk you through your options. Thanks for watching, and if you found this helpful, feel free to like. And if you found this helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. I'll see you in the next video.